From classics to curiosity, and where melodies meet meaning. Welcome.
You no, Booch man?
No, that'd be
Booch
crazy.
Man, yo. Booch man.
Booch man. I'm not a man of the. I am a man of the booch, but I don't drink it every day. Probably like once a week or so, unless you need it. You know, sometimes you need a little extra stomach comfort.
I agree.
Yeah, booch is it's blown up actually. It has blown
up. I feel like
up.
It's peaked though. I feel like Booch was in its like prime.
Yeah.
Like 3 years ago.
Everyone's kind of used to it, so it's just one of those.
No, it's normal now.
Like a fad. Yeah.
Booch.
A lot of companies started though. Crazy.
Yeah.
Selling fermented whatever is in here. Fermented mess with ginger, cane sugar.
Have you ever seen
Yes.
What's it called? The Mother? Is it called The Mother? Or am I thinking of?
You're thinking ACV, apple cider?
Bread?
Oh, I thought you were talking apple cider vinegar with Mother.
No, what they need something like a starter to make it.
Oh, I don't know what it's called.
Weird
it's like a
glob.
Nasty, yeah. Little alien slob of like playing with slime.
Yeah,
but not slimy looking. It looks weirder, dense. Yeah. But it feels good. In the Tums.
Good. Makes you look good.
Yeah, let's do it. Speaking of look good, you know, it's weird to go back because we did the last one in person, our little test run.
Yeah.
And now we're back in the virtual worlds, and it's kind of like, it's not the same, man.
It really isn't.
Cannot connect the same. Can't smell a man and sense a man's, finish your sentences by your head movements and your hand movement. I don't even see your hands, actually. Weird.
Yeah.
It's okay though, but here in real life we can't become cartoons, and here we can become whenever we want. So
that's true. And actually, now that you mentioned it, I think we'll take this offline. Of course, there is a way that we might be able to do live recordings and have the puppets,
like a secondary
and the AI.
Yeah. I actually had some cool ideas for that. I want to test to see if it works if there's two of us on one screen, like on one camera.
Right.
Like if you're sitting beside me right now, if that would work, that would be neat. Yeah. That'd be really neat. And then that opens up some other ideas, like doing some things. Yeah, some music related things. I'm going to try that too. I'm going to grab a bass and see if I could take myself to that realm.
Dope.
That'd be neat. Some covers in the anime. I could cover some of the Japanese pop that these young folks are going crazy over. Could be a star. K-pop, yeah.
People love K-pop.
Yeah, I could start covering some of that. Actually, my bass student, this one guy, he loves that stuff. So he's taken me down a journey of enlightenment, or at least awareness, I should say, of this K-pop world. He keeps pulling up these songs, and they're kind of groovy. I get it. I don't know what they're saying. I don't think most people do, but it feels good. And music is sometimes just to feel good. It's just a feel.
I agree.
You don't have to understand the words. They're transferred by the notes, the harmonies, the rhythms. So,
amen. There's a couple songs I have no idea. This one lady, Maurizia, she's from Portugal, I believe, and some African songs. I don't know what they're saying, but it's a vibe, so you can just, like you said, you get lost in...
I don't know why that name...
A melody.
Gave me like a thing. Is she like a big time?
Yeah.
Okay.
She's got a powerful voice too. Beautiful. Yeah. So beautiful.
I guess she's global if you're a fan or on the way to becoming.
I feel like across the pond they know her much more well than
wonder if we could catch her. Maybe I could make that a surprise.
Wow, that would be, I don't know if you could. She's like the Celine Dion in Portugal.
Okay, don't challenge me. I'd have to
do it.
I'd have to tell you someone else is coming on, but I'd like just make sure you come in. He's a higher up, but make sure you look nice and you're fresh, and then it would be Maurizia, and you'd faint.
Wow. I would faint.
Maurizia. Oh, that's beautiful.
That voice change.
I know. I don't know.
But it is interesting though, the amount of like stars in other countries that could come here and we wouldn't even know them. You know what I mean?
True, like they're mega stars back home.
Yeah, like if you look at Scotiabank Arena's lineup sometimes, you see stars, you're like, this guy fills up a Scotiabank Arena. I've never even heard of him.
Really?
But, there's stars all over the world, not just here, but sometimes
we
get lost.
We're
like,
sheltered.
if I haven't heard of you, you don't exist.
Then you're
You know what I mean?
nobody.
You can't be. Yeah, you can't be that popular. Fine.
Yeah. That's true, and that goes for everything. Music, business is, because you have like your A-listers, celebrities on the screen and behind the microphone and all that. But then when it comes to business, it's a whole nother, and wealth in general.
Yeah,
it's like a whole nother. Some of those people don't want to be seen and somehow escape the spotlight. But yeah, it's kind of cool. It
really is. Speaking of spotlight, who's right now? Is there anybody in your spotlight in terms of like either just a musician or sorry, I got a little too excited.
Very excited. Musician, yeah.
Or an artist that you've been listening lately? Canadian, not Canadian?
Dang. Oh, that's a tricky one because I haven't been on any individual or any specific group. I've more been listening to like just playlists. I've been just trying to see what's, like I'll just put on a random playlist and listen. And I spend more time not listening to music than anything, to be honest. I've been more listening to podcasts and audio books.
It's fascinating. A musician that barely listens to music.
I know. It's almost shameful to say it, but sometimes you want to take a break. You just want to let ideas, without the influence of so many things. Especially if you're listening to a lot of genres. I see it two ways. You could be listening to a lot of different genres, and the influence is great when you're in that creative mode or, taking it in. Right. But then it could be overwhelming too. But on the other side, if you're only listening to one genre, you could get stuck in that vein, that one track mind. So I guess the balance. And sometimes it's just not really music. I'll put on music as like a backdrop. Yeah. Working in the home office, it's a little quiet here, so I'll put on something. Feels like there's some extra life. Just me, get you going. Office chill vibe, lo-fi, a lot of that stuff. Afro house. Shout out to my boy Darren. He got me on that stuff.
Bossa jazz.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, all those playlists. Yeah, it just feels like it's like a coffee house vibe. Yeah, you just kind of feel like keep that momentum going. So. Yeah, that's where I've been at. My workouts are fueled by podcasts, and more so lately is audiobooks. Okay. Yeah. So I guess I flopped on your question, but gave you a long answer regardless.
Yeah, no, I'm fascinated at people in music that don't really listen to too much music.
It just depends. I guess it's a season. What about you? Do you have like an artiste other than, let's say, Maritza? What you said?
Oh, she's like, I'm off that, I'm off that.
Okay, that was just like
no.
Okay,
she's great. I don't want to say, but it's been a while since I've actually listened to her. Fair. I've been listening to a lot of a gentleman named Michael Kiwanuka. Okay, and he's I believe African that lives in the UK, but he's someone that I've really been fascinated with over the last like year, really. And he keeps on putting out tremendous music.
What genre?
I don't know what you would classify him. Maybe like R&B, soul meets folk. Okay. Like it's okay. It's I don't even know what Apple Music would put him as an artist. But yeah, they put him as R&B/soul. So I guess that would be how I categorize him. But the composition of like a lot of his songs is what really like gets me. I think the way they compose music is just next level. Yeah, if you get a chance, like Cold Little Heart, the intro to that, just the build up. Yeah. The build up to Rule the World. Just
dang, I want to listen now.
Great lyrics, great songs, and he's got at least 15 like 5 out of 5 songs to me, which that to me puts you in a level of top tier musicianship to me. And I think he's coming to Toronto, so we're gonna try and go to his concert in October.
Nice.
But he's probably the one guy right now that I've really been on, if that's okay to say. Pause just in case.
I got you. Just in case. Just in case. Yeah. No, I got you. So is he a little more on the like Afro side or the UK side, or is it just
way more UK?
Okay.
Folk R&B-ish.
On the grime.
If that makes sense.
Not on the grime.
No grime. No.
Okay.
No. Those are other artists.
I think you had a phase of that too.
I still have it. How dare you? Shout out to Central C Dave, Stormzy.
Stormzy.
I ride for UK rap. I don't know why, but I like their bop. A lot of people hate it. A lot of North Americans hate it. It's actually something I've been
it's a different taste for sure.
Not so vocal about because some people make fun of me hard when I tell them I'm a big Stormzy or Dave.
We used to be real ignorant though, because there was the UK stuff. There was like the French rap.
Yeah.
And then obviously other countries that we just when you hear it first, it just is like so different. Like there's no rhymes. So I guess the UK stuff, but when you go to other languages, you're like, I don't even hear the rhymes. I don't understand the ends of phrases and where things start. I guess it's a different approach altogether, but super weird to me still. Super weird.
It is just. I think it's mainly because we don't know the language. So
yes, ignorance is. Yeah,
but I also think like translation matters because words don't line up the same way in some languages, especially French. Like it's backwards, if that makes sense. Like you wouldn't say black like the car, placement of the words. The car that's black, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So then it just gets the translation will get all
Yeah. Hit or miss. It's hit or miss for me. But
shout
out to our French rappers.
Yeah,
I heard some good German rap actually. It was funny.
German rap.
My uncle was listening to German rap, and I was like, okay. He doesn't even speak German.
Is he a fan, or was it just one of those random things?
Who knows?
Who knows? That's funny.
It's just random. So he's a random type of guy. Shout out to him.
Fair enough. You know, I don't knock him. It takes a special person to be able to live comfortably as whoever you are, not trying to conform to norms. And
amen.
I'm me, so German, wrap it up, man. I mean, as long as you're not trying to rap along. You know
exactly. Ein Schwein, Deutsch. Like, what do you say?
It actually would be hilarious if you like walked into a room, you didn't know you were coming, or you're there, and you hear him rapping along in a language he doesn't speak.
I feel like that's how it started. Was he was on his phone bopping, and he's like Deutsch. And I'm like, what did you just say? That wasn't English. I don't think it was Deutsch. I'm just but he was definitely
that's funny.
Rapping in a language I'd never heard, and I was like, "Are you speaking English?" It's like, "No,
that
it's this German guy," and I was like, "You're listening to German rap? You good?"
We should ask Jahari about that since she's over there. It'd be cool. Yeah, we should. I'm gonna pick her brain on what's big over there. You must have some festivals. You know, I'm laughing because I was the other day I was at the gym in the morning and I feel like all my stories start like that. I'm a loser. I was gonna make up where I was just to not mention it. I was like,
you don't want to sound like a gym bro?
No, I don't. It's definitely a different thing than it used to be.
Yeah,
but I was walking up the stairs, like I just walked in. I was going upstairs, second level, and there's a lady stretching her. I don't even know what she was doing on the stairs, black lady. But I had to make a comment because, you know, when you have your headphones on, you think you're like just like whisper singing.
Yeah,
she was kind of belting. So I was like, "Hey, CeCe Winans, I love it." And she's like, "Pardon?" I was like, "You're singing CeCe, I love it." And she's like, "Oh, thanks. Yeah, I got to start my day this way." But she was belting. Like when I turned the corner, I was like, "What is?"
Was she good at least?
No. And even, I mean, if you're a singer, you're a singer. But if you're not a singer, I'm sure maybe if it wasn't the direct beating of the music in her ears, it might have been slightly better. But it was so bad.
Wow. Oh, man.
It was so bad. I love that. Or I'll see guys walking around rapping to themselves. That's hilarious to watch.
Yeah.
That is funny. Yeah.
But it is magical how music can bring that out of people, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's the feeling. Again, it's not about sounding good.
Exactly.
You don't even... Do people know when they don't sound good? Like, do they sound good to themselves? Well, I guess, that would... It's just think of American Idol and all the idols. And
some people are delusional. Some people know when they don't sound good. Like, I can hear myself and go, that's awful. Whereas I'm sure there's other people that... I know there's other people because they played music for me, and I'm like, was that your best?
Oh God, they're so.
Keep going, buddy.
It's one of those things. You say, keep going. You see me trying to fight the spirit of truth that came over me. I got so uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's
the exposition.
It's tough.
It is what it is. We had a podcast. I have a friend. I have a friend of a friend.
Okay.
and she's in charge of a group of singers that maybe aren't the cream of the crop. That's okay. They're a work in progress.
Yeah.
So she has them sending voice notes. You can give them, send them their parts, their harmonies, right?
Yeah.
So they can kind of mimic what you're doing and send it back to you, so you could kind of get a gauge of where they are in their understanding. So she's getting things.
Right.
So she's getting these voice notes.
Yeah.
And I had been walking by one time and overheard a couple. It's just getting wild. So imagine this. There's a song playing.
Yeah.
And this is difficult. I want to know, to all my real serious musicians out there, there's a song playing and somebody's singing in another key completely. It's not a harmony.
Yeah.
It's a form of the melody, but just in another key.
Right.
And what will blow your mind, I don't know if anyone else has this talent, but I was trying to find the key that the person was singing in, because I took out my phone on the piano app.
Yeah.
And I was so distracted, I couldn't tell. And I was like, that would actually be a good game. Play music, let someone sing in another key, and find the key that they're in. It's a really difficult thing to do because you're hearing multiple things at once.
Right.
And it's changing. Yeah, it was really an experience. But
that would be. But like the person singing, they don't know they're.
This is what I'm saying. This is the whole thing. Like, I'm like, you have to. Okay, in the moment, maybe you don't know.
Okay.
But you're about to send, you play it back. You have to play it back and be like, no, let me redo it. And I don't even know if this is a redo or a third or fourth or what, but
how many takes?
At that point, how'd you not hear it?
Right.
So then I'm like, so what if someone else sent that person this same voice note, but it's not their own voice? Would they hear it in someone else's voice?
Good question.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm curious. Like, exactly. If someone else was singing it, and they sent it to that person, would they identify?
Like if you sent back exactly what they sung.
Right. Would they identify my tone or my pitch being off?
And then you could double up and be like, we're singing the same.
Yeah. Wow, that's fascinating.
Yeah, I know it sounds stupid and I made it funny, but it actually has been blowing my mind. Not everybody's that, off center. I don't want to say good or bad because it's we're in 2025 and we don't say those words now.
Right.
So yeah, not everyone's, that off track, but it is interesting to hear that there are a lot of people who confidently believe in themselves and their talent or lack of, and it's just not there. It's not even close. It's like, it makes you like there was a mark, there was a standard for all of our lives. Yeah. And if someone hit a switch and was like, well, let me do some dramatic effect, and like the standard's gone now. It's so crazy.
Powerful.
No, it's so crazy though. I wonder these things.
Me too.
It's like God bless you. You think we're all a work in progress, right?
Absolutely.
And depends who you compare yourself to, or what your future self goals, whatever, are. But how did the gap shrink so small from it's like blurred reality almost?
Yeah.
If you're not good at a thing, I thought we grew up knowing we have to keep practicing. Right. I keep hitting the rim when I'm shooting the ball. I got to figure it out and try something different and get my reps in. But now it's like, I don't really score, but I'm awesome. Really? What? I don't need to practice. I'm great.
It's a delusion that I don't understand where it came from. And it's dark. It's like, because you don't want to be the guy to
Yes, I do. No, I know. It's weird.
Burst their whole world. Because they might believe they're good, and you telling them they're not. They're like, wait, is this real life then? Is Santa Claus
what is real?
Yeah,
exactly. But I know we're joking around, but it's actually a serious thing, and I could tell you don't have the answers that I've been wondering. Because you're right. You want to just be real. You want to raise the standard. You want to reset the bar to back where it should be in our minds and our opinions. But then, you're crushing someone's hopes and dreams. But then you want to set up a path to here's where you are, here's where we want you to be. And people will be grossly offended by that.
Yeah.
Which is
absolutely.
Crazy. What just happened there? That's funny. I don't know.
I know. It's funny that you noticed because it was, I couldn't see myself for the longest time. I was just staring at you.
Yeah, I was just staring at you, and I was like, "This makes it easy to talk." And all of a sudden, I'm get distracted by my own hands.
Your beauty came out.
Whoa!
Who's this handsome devil?
Who's that? Wow! Holy! Okay. All right, let's get this show going.
That's so funny.
I'd rather just put it back. It actually felt more like, there we go.
Conversation. Yeah. Fair.
Yeah, like an in-person thing. It was like as close as we could get. But yeah, that's something that's been blowing my mind lately, and I'm sure it could stretch across multiple things. Well, no. Could it, like, yes, actually, because I have a friend. I was going to say sports, maybe not, but I have a friend who's coaching, and he's been telling me his qualms with the same, like, entitlement, lack of motivation, you know, kids thinking they're better, far better than they are, having hoop dreams. We had hoop dreams, but we were putting in the work in a lot of ways, like hours and hours and hours, studying, you know, traveling across the city, playing wherever we could. Like, it was just a thing. It was a way of life. There was never laziness. There was never like, I don't want to. It was like, this is what we do. This is who we are.
But at the same time, we have those, because there's one guy specifically, I feel bad.
You should say his name.
No, never. But there's people that will put the work in that you know you could do twice as much work and you're never going to get where you want to be.
Yeah. That's another thing too. And again, there's levels. So I mean, if you're on the track to be a NBA star and you're watching, you know, no, but if you're actually on the track,
okay, right?
Like if you're at that high level and you're watching, you know, Joe fumble across thinking that he has a shot too, then it's different, right? Because I guess you see things a certain way from the level that you're at.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Yeah, I'd rather someone be delusional, to me, put in the work, because you can still prove someone wrong.
That's true.
Like, aside from some obvious things that make it almost impossible to do certain, you know, size or whatever, odds are against you. But I think you could still put in the work and do something, prove people wrong.
That's interesting that you feel that. I thought you would feel the opposite. I feel there's some people that, brother, you're never going to make the NBA. Honey,
well, maybe that's because that's a small group of, you know.
Or singer.
Yeah.
You're garbage.
But there's a story I heard. What book was this? Oh, man. Talent Code, maybe? Anyway, there's a story about a guy. I'll have to get his name on later, whatever. He's 22 years old. He couldn't really sing. They say he locked himself basically in his house for years. And he just sang. And his neighbors thought he was going crazy, just listening to old records. I think it was like Otis Redding and a couple others, but just like mimicking their voices. Maybe he had a little bit of talent before, who knows? But he wasn't known as a singer. His family and friends didn't know him to be that. And he just spent hours and hours and hours singing these records, and came out, ended up selling I can't remember who it was, but ended up selling a lot of records. So
I need to know the name of this.
Yeah, I'm going to find the name. You have to remind me. We're going to talk about it, and I'll drop it in the show notes. But yeah, we'll have to follow up on that. So hopefully we remember. Yeah.
I believe.
So anyway, I do believe it's possible to an extent.
Okay.
Because most of us start off bad at a thing, even if you're good. Here's another example. It's from Talent Code for sure. There's 3 sisters. Wow, I'm terrible with names. These stories need to be connected to names. 3 sisters. They all ended up being famous writers. I'm trying to remember. It'll come back to me. Okay. So they all and so they studied their work after. A lot of people were like, yeah, they're all born natural writers. But then they went back to when they were like their earliest writings when they were kids. Okay. And they said it was like loaded with grammatical errors. You could see where they're clearly copying other books that were written at the time. You know, just their version of it, but the same story, nothing special. But then as they got older, you can see like their works, not this one for all 3 of them, you can see their works over the years slightly improving, grammatical errors were less, and all of a sudden they're writing books that are, you know, bestsellers, all 3 of them. And people said they had a natural talent for writing, but when they went back and studied them, it was clearly far from that. But they wrote they were writing a crazy number, like 16 books each a month or something for like over years. And some of their books were as much as like 80 pages from when they were younger. So they're reps. So I don't know. When I hear stories like that, I do believe that you could develop skill beyond.
I feel that you are. I'm still curious as to who that singer was.
Yeah.
But
let me check.
I believe that either you have to have something
Yep.
that can be developed, but there's some people that don't have any of it that
Okay.
still think that it can be developed. Specifically with music
Yep.
and sports, I guess. Like I feel like there is room for people that aren't that talented to develop skill.
Yep.
But with singing specifically, I feel like you could get to only a certain level with all your hard work. Like I just feel like there's some people that have it and then they have the talent, the God-given talent,
Yes.
and they develop that skill for sure. But I feel like there's some people that's not their God-given talent,
and they still pursue.
Can develop something and they get to a certain height, but to me they'll never be like, I don't know, top tier or even really good. They'll be good. And I think you can teach anyone to be okay or good at singing, but in terms of just like being excellent, I don't believe it.
Huh, that's
And
interesting.
with all the tricks and all the studio Hollywood games, I can see how that narrative can be painted that this guy just kind of, locked himself in the basement, deemed himself crazy, and became a.
It was so long ago, though. I believe it was way before. Okay. I'm getting close.
You say Elvis, I'm gonna.
No. Well, the book doesn't name it. It uses the case of Soviet folk singer Spartak.
And it's folk, my guy.
Folk. Spartak, who practiced by mimicking songs on records and eventually had his first album sell nearly 500,000 copies after 8 years of dedicated practice.
Have you heard Spoltek?
I haven't, but let's make that homework. Let's check it out.
I'm gonna listen to it. If he's garbage, don't answer your phone, my God, because I'm going to.
It's fair enough. I didn't write the book. I didn't study him. But while I'm at it, you know what? I'm gonna find the name of the sisters as well.
So funny.
That is hilarious. I'll
That's
make a
such
note
an obscure
when I'm
reference, though. It's like, what if we don't even find any of this gentleman's work?
It's just like,
sometimes anecdotes in books
Bronte
are
sisters.
Questionable.
It's true. The Bronte sisters are the name of the three sisters who became the.
Are they Canadian?
No.
Oh,
No. So look them up. There's their reference. You're fact checking there. Look up Spartak, folk singer, and I didn't write the book again. Great book though. If you if you like what you Google search, then
let us know.
Let us know. That's funny. Yeah, we went down a whole thing. I feel a little better. I feel like there's more to get out. But on the skill thing, I don't know, man. Maybe I just feel like there are, and maybe it depends on when you start and how far you want to go. So maybe if you want to become, the best of the best. How many players in the NBA?
Under 500.
Yeah,
like
so
460.
out of the full, population of kids who are trying to make it, small percentage.
Very
like
small.
way under 1%, I'm assuming. Way under.
Oh yeah, way under.
Yeah, so I think if that's your goal, you're not.
I'll save it for another time.
Okay. But you can develop the skill to be a fine player who goes on to play college, university, even overseas, and maybe become a coach.
I agree when it comes to sports.
Yeah.
I agree with even learning an instrument. I agree.
Okay. Yeah.
It's just like music or like acting, for example. There's weird, like certain, maybe even dancing to a degree. I feel like the greats.
Yeah.
And like the really good people have that like that shell, that kernel of greatness, and it gets developed with talent, with skill, like with the proper training.
Okay.
But I feel like, it's different than football, basketball, sport.
Like some people come out
learning
with
an instrument.
Yeah.
I feel like, and then again, even then, there's outliers that just study a little bit deeper, work a little bit harder, and they're masters.
Yeah.
Like you hear like a B.B. King or a John Mayer or
exactly.
Someone play a guitar. You're like, no matter how much you practice, will I ever get to that? Maybe you will. it's possible. But I think the level of, or the barrier to get to that point, I think is easier in other things than like singing and acting.
Depends on what it is.
Dancing. Yeah. I don't know. I feel just strong in that belief that either
Guess
you
we
have
need to
it or
talk
you
to a dance teacher. Maybe
But even a
vocal
coach will tell you, I can teach anyone how to sing good. And
like we
their
talked to
level of,
Lorraine
like,
Loston, and she was pretty confident that she could do the same.
Teach anyone.
So maybe to an extent.
To an extent.
Yeah. I guess I guess it depends on what success is, because I guess you can learn all the mechanics.
Folk singer compared to like a gospel singer, like you could probably be a really good folk singer, but no disrespect, doesn't to me require that much vocal range and skill.
It's a different animal.
Right.
Completely different. Yeah. And you could substitute folk with a lot of other genres and it just won't compare.
Exactly.
So, I mean, it is what it is, but that's actually funny. But yeah, I guess at least something to think about.
For sure. Absolutely.
But you definitely want to know where you are. There's got to be a way to benchmark your progress, but also what other people are doing.
And maybe don't go others. Don't be scared to ask others, hey, if you had to rate me 1 to 10, what would you give me? And I've done it, and I've been shocked. I feel like people that love me obviously will rank you a little higher, and people that are trying to be objective, they land around where I feel my skill is. So it's important, and I think that more people need to be assessed by others and maybe just hear that, not criticism, but just hear their feedback.
Feedback is important.
It's so important.
It's the only way to get better.
Yeah.
To grow.
It might come as a shock, but it's necessary. Sometimes people have told me I do things that I wasn't even really aware.
That's so true.
And you have to just kind of accept it because their perception is their reality, right?
Yeah. If
that's how they see it and that's how they're perceiving it, it's on you to change. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy.
No, you're absolutely right. It's on each one of us to make changes, hopefully daily, something, but you have to have something to compare yourself to, for sure.
Absolutely.
You need that. And the feedback is very key. And you want feedback from somebody who's in the know or the understanding.
Right.
Very helpful. I mean, it's great for your family to be like, you're amazing.
Yeah.
Or you suck even, but they don't know. Maybe maybe they don't get it. There's some things that are so specific that, we're watching. It's like, that doesn't take that much. And somebody's like, it's not obvious like a sports game where, someone's good by performance and outcome. There's other, I can't even think of a good example, but sometimes you need somebody who's in the know of that area. Like, I could be going crazy here, breaking down, math theories. And if you have no idea, you're like, oh, he's a genius.
Right.
But
boxing is a great example of this because the average person can watch a boxing match and go, oh, that guy's punching him in the face more. He's, you watch a Floyd fight. Most people think Floyd's fights are boring, but to a purist, they're seeing head movement. They're seeing defense on a level that is unmatched, and that's why the purists will always rank Floyd as the greatest of all time, where a lot of people think his fights are boring. Real boxers are amazed at how little he gets hit. He's perfected it. He's the greatest defensive boxer of all time.
Yes, a good example.
It's the little subtle knowledge of distance, knowledge of, what the opponent's going to throw and how to move your feet. His footwork is tremendous.
And he's doing that without thinking.
Exactly.
So he's developed enough to like be able to do this like automation basically. He's not, it's just, that's natural to him. That takes a whole lot. But a casual fan
will watch that and not really understand that they're watching defense on a godlike level and footwork on a level that is unmatched and it probably never will be. So I do agree with what you were saying, and I think Floyd's a good example of
that makes sense.
Great that people can't really, unless you really, really know boxing, you can't appreciate his greatness.
Yeah, I guess that's it. The appreciation of what's really happening.
Right.
Yeah. All right, well, let's leave people with something. Hopefully that not everybody listening is in that category of maybe find something else to do with your delusion. Yes. I know most of you are not, but it happens. It's just we have to evaluate ourselves. We have to understand.
Yeah.
We have to break down. First of all, where do we want to go with this thing? Because you don't spend too much time on it if it's not even a part of the direction that you want to take.
Right.
And also understand the feedback. If you can't hear that you're doing something, if you can't see that you're doing something wrong, maybe ask questions if you're not sure. I feel like if you nailed it, you know. You can't be stinking up the spot and think that you're nailing it. You can't be. If you are, I'm gonna drop this microphone now because I'm trying to picture. I'm going back to the voice notes because that's the way we started it, and I'm just trying to picture sending something that's so horrific and thinking I'm on track.
But they clearly did. Otherwise, they would have done a retake.
Then I don't understand life then.
Yeah, and that's where I'm stuck at. It's like, you sent this. This was the best take you could possibly send me, and you believed that I was going to enjoy this? There's no way. If that's the case, we live in two separate worlds.
Maybe we live in multiple worlds then, because
multiverse. We're in the multiverse.
Yeah. No, it's really hard to understand. All right, well, in that case, I don't have help.
I think just the realization is help, and then what they do from there, we can wash our hands. But
yeah, I guess the only help is somebody needs to just be honest, and maybe not just by saying you're terrible, but saying this definitely is not it, and here are some things. Here's a number of someone you can call to maybe help you out a little.
Yeah.
YouTube, keep listening back, record yourself, listen back, compare it. Is that the way that CeCe Winan sounded when she sang it?
Right.
You're not going to sound like her, but is it anywhere in the direction, or is it all the way over there? I'm going to leave it at that because,
that's beautiful.
Can't help you. But if you are on the right track and you know what you're doing and you're going for it, then just keep going for it.
Yeah,
this is we have this moment only, so let's take it and be better in one way or the other.
1% better.
1% better. Yeah, compound interest, baby.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, well, let's go be cartoons.
All right, brother. Until next time.
Yes, sir. Always great chatting. Can't wait to do it in person again.
Yeah, that's exciting.
We don't live that far. There's no excuse for this.
No, we can make it happen.
See the anger. No excuse for this. All right, everybody. Thanks for listening. Thanks for rocking with us.
Stay blessed.
Stay blessed.
A lot of you are familiar with the DNA Project and have been rocking with us for a while, but some of you aren't. A lot of you are faithful listeners of the podcast, but aren't familiar with some of the other work that we do. So I just want to take a quick moment to explain to you a little bit more of what we do. So you're getting married, or you have a friend, a cousin, a sister, somebody you know is getting married. Okay. You've booked your venue, caterers, photographer, all that good stuff. When it comes to live music, most people have no idea where to look. We have you covered. Picture this. During the ceremony, while guests are being seated, or while the bride's walking down the aisle. During the cocktail hour, while guests are just mingling and having a good time. Don't forget about dinner music. That's very important to set the mood while guests eat. And we definitely can't forget the party. Let's get the party started right now with the DNA Project. www.thednaproject.ca for more information.